622, Michael Cohen, 1320 WILS. Thanks for tuning in. A new study out of Stanford University, a strange one, that finds that one of the reasons, and this is the claim from the study, that women don't get to the top levels in business is that they respond to risky situations differently, with more anxiety than men. This is according to a sociologist out of Stanford. To talk about if this in any way could be true, we're joined by Esther Spina, author of the book The Ambitious Woman. She's a speaker, businesswoman, and national consultant. Esther, thank you for joining us this evening.
Great, Mike. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Good. Yeah, I mean, this study really perked my interest and attention. Hey, give me your background a little bit. What is your own business background? What kind of things are you into?
Well, my background is actually been in construction business with my husband 15 years, so I've got that business, and I was in outside sales for 12 years, commission only, and I've been in the energy direct selling business for another 8. And in all those businesses, I have primarily worked with men, so I found this survey quite interesting.
Yeah. Do you yourself find that men and women seem to react differently to stressful business situations?
Well, I don't actually think it's women versus men, because I found some men in business that they react adversely to risky situations as well. Mm-hmm. Thinking about the woman that, might have a child that's in danger. You think she's not going to think 1 minute before running after him, which is a risky situation. So I don't think it's fair to say that it's men versus women. I just think it comes down to the person.
Well, I don't want to get into the details of how she experimented, but the sociologist basically put a scenario together, found the women got anxious while the men in this experiment did not. But here's what her conclusion was, that she says, quote, prior research suggests even if a woman has the same objective performance as a man, others are likely to judge her performance as worse and attribute her failure to incompetence instead of poor luck. Do you find that to be the truth?
Well, I do think that that's a perception. I do think that people perceive that, but I don't think that that's a fact. That's the difference that we're having here. I think one of the persons that was a psychologist that also looked at it said that it really doesn't mean that the woman should actually be subjected to that kind of criticism just because she's a woman.
Mm-hmm. Now, in your business career, did you ever feel like someone was acting differently towards you because of your gender?
Yes, absolutely. So that is a fact. Absolutely.
And how? In a way that disadvantaged you, or?
No. Well, see, that's the difference. It could have disadvantaged me if I let it, and that's the difference. Because I think there's some men that are treated differently because maybe their personality, they appear to be weak and not take risk and not outgoing enough. So yes, it could have, but I didn't let it. And I think that's the difference, is that women have to realize that they are empowered and that they have the same advantage. They just can't let the men or other women control their outcome.
I'm talking to Esther Spina, author of the book The Ambitious Woman. EstherSpina.com is her website. So The Ambitious Woman, that's you yourself, right? You're the ambitious woman?
Well, that's what I am, and I think that through all my business experience, that I know why you should be one and what it takes to be an ambitious woman. So I think if you are ambitious, that you can defy the survey that came out.
Right now, are you taking a different approach as an ambitious woman, would you say, than if you were an ambitious man?
In some form or fashion, because I do believe that women think differently, they work differently, they act differently. So it mainly is to inspire women to their greatness. Mm-hmm. Because I have been allowed to go through so many things in my business career and reach women on all different kinds of levels of life. So I just wanted women to know that they are amazing, that they're powerful, and that they can do anything they put their mind to if they're ambitious. But I love men. I have a husband, 3 sons, grandsons, so I think that this book is also something a man should be, because I tell you what, there's nothing better, Mike, than an ambitious man as well.
Well, that's true. Well, yeah, I can imagine. Now, what does it take to be an ambitious woman, would you say?
The book outlines about 12 or 13 things that you need in your life. For instance, you've got to live an inspired life, an encouraging life. You need to have a dream life, a determined, empowered, motivated, humble. A lot of things that you probably have already heard about, but I put them in a context of comparing them to women that have achieved greatness. And most of the names and figures in the book you would recognize.
Like Hillary Clinton, would you view her as one of these women?
I would say that she's not in my book, but I would definitely say she's an ambitious woman.
Right. Who would you say are your top female role models that we know of?
Well, I would say for sure I love Jackie Kennedy, and I love Barbara Walters and Sheryl Sandberg. A few. Nancy Brinker started the Susan G. Komen Cure for Cancer. So those are a few.
Right. And is it different though nowadays, especially with the balance of career and family? How do you approach that? Would you say?
I would just want women to know that in these days, especially, that you can have it all. Yes, it definitely is different than my parents when they grew up, or when I was raised the Leave It to Beaver family. That's just not a reality anymore. But I think that women can have it all. It's just how they prioritize what they do. They can have a great career. They can have a happy marriage. They can have a great, family.
Well, Sheryl Sandberg and Jackie Kennedy, they lived very different lives. Wouldn't you say that?
Sure, they did. They lived. Well, I don't know about Sheryl Sandberg so much. Jackie Kennedy, yes. But I have her listed as a persistent life because she did have to persevere. When you think about when her husband was shot and what she had to go through. And we've all seen it on the TV screen, what that reality is like and how she had to carry on. So I think that there's qualities in being ambitious that we all need to strive for, whether we're affluent or not, or we just want to raise at our job.
Okay, well, one last thing, because basically the study then claims that this is the reason that we don't see more women CEOs, that kind of thing, because of this anxiety issue that the sociologist came up with. Why do you think we don't see as many female CEOs out there?
Well, I still believe it's because of the perception that men are better equipped. I'm going to say I'm sorry. I don't believe in this evaluation at all because I'm working with men for 30 years. I've seen anxiety in all kinds of men,
right?
And I've also seen strong women. So I think we're getting out there. I think that we are changing the way people view, but it's still the perception that men are better, that men can do it better, and they don't have anxiety like women do, and that's just a wrong perception.
Well, that's true. We do have anxiety, no question about that. I think it's just a universal thing. Esther Spina, author of The Ambitious Woman, EstherSpina.com is the website. Esther, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
6:31, we'll be right back. Michael Cohen, 1320 WILS.